Texas is renowned for its penchant for everything grandiose. As the saying goes, from cars and food to hats and land, the Lone Star State takes pride in its oversized nature. This inclination extends even to construction projects, especially when it comes to the announcement of new stadiums or infrastructure. It's a guarantee that these endeavors will consume vast amounts of space and require exorbitant amounts of money. However, Texas is now embarking on another colossal undertaking that deviates from the expected. This time, the objective is to address a concern not typically associated with the state known for its oil and gas dominance. Texas is allocating billions of dollars to protect one of its vital regions in light of the growing danger posed by climate change and the rising occurrence of severe weather events. It's a bold move for the nation's petroleum capital, and true to its character, Texas is combating the challenge with its signature approach: going big, very big. If there are still doubts about Texas's affinity for all things vast, a visit to one of its cities will dispel them. Among the bustling urban giants of Austin, Dallas, and Houston, there exists a city that once outstripped them all in terms of size, a name that may be unfamiliar to many. Galveston, a coastal resort, claimed the title of Texas's largest city during the 19th century. Its distinction arose from being home to one of America's major ports, attracting substantial wealth and bustling trade through its shores. As the city and the local economy thrived, it became evident that the growth required the establishment of a new shipping channel connecting Galveston and nearby Houston. This undertaking involved extensive dredging and the construction of 2 jetties and a dike to safeguard the channel against sediment and silt. However, despite the completion of these protective structures in the late 1890s, Galveston's vulnerability to natural disasters remained due to its location on a long, narrow island. Tragically, one of the most devastating hurricanes in U.S. history slammed the area in 1900, killing hundreds. While the memory of that particular calamity may have faded among locals, the recollection of a more recent disaster occurring over a century later remains etched in the minds of millions. The surge of waves easily breached the seawalls protecting Galveston Island. Hurricane Ike in 2008 pummeled southeast Texas with winds surpassing 100 miles an hour, resulting in numerous fatalities and causing nearly $30 billion in damages. With Galveston bearing the brunt of the impact, it marked the highest storm surge in nearly a century, surging over 15 miles inland, and prompted the declaration of disaster areas in 34 counties. Following the subsiding of the aftermath, efforts shifted toward preventing similar catastrophes in the future. Given the magnitude of the destruction, a substantial solution would be required. The approach taken would need to embody the essence of the Texas style. This colossal undertaking is known as the Ike Dike Project and forms part of a broader initiative aimed at significantly enhancing the protection of hundreds of miles along the Texas coastline in the face of potential disasters. However, this endeavor comes at a considerable cost, estimated at up to $31 billion. Approximately half of the sum has been allocated to the dike itself, which is far more than a mere seawall. The ambitious plan entails constructing an immense assemblage of gates, barriers, man-made beaches, and dunes that will span the entirety of Galveston Island and the Bolivar Peninsula. The project centerpiece is a storm surge barrier system consisting of large gates spanning the entrance to Galveston Bay. These gates, including navigation gates and virtual lift gates, will allow ships to pass through and protect against storm surges. The concept draws inspiration from similar gate systems in Venice and the Netherlands, specifically Rotterdam. That's all for today's video. We hope you liked the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.